What really scary horror story really happened in your life or to the people you know? What TV show do you wish you could watch again for the first time? What is the real-life equivalent of 1 HP damage? Paper cut, true, but also a high chance of inflicting flinch. May inflict aggravation status effect. Gotta be sure to check your skill tree to make sure aggravation stays low. Eating a chip and have it stab the roof of your mouth. Small chance of bleed. Hitting your funny bone. Deals electric damage over time. Never thought of it like that, but yes it does. Getting shocked. Static electricity kind. I don't know if that really does damage, I'd say it's more of a stun. Dropping your phone on your face when you're laying in bed. That definitely feels like a crit fail. Smelling a really bad fart. Only if it's someone else's. Okay, fart sniffer, get out of here. When a hair gets pulled out by your necklace. Or watch. That stuff hurts. Not much, but I'd say at least 1 HP. The little trip that just makes you jump a little. Bumping into a corner. No, I think that depends on how hard you hit the corner because there could be more damage there than you think. Using the spoon that comes with a McFlurry. Trying to use it as a straw first is at least a -3. Stub toe. That's gotta be at least a -10. The only way it takes -1 damage is if you have steel toes. Looking into the sun or something. Yeah, but you could try a little harder. Reading reposts like this. Realizing you didn't get any dipping sauce in your takeout order. I think that really only does psych damage, which that's not really included in the health bar. What scene in movie history makes you shiver? American History X. You know the scene. Edit. Also the ending of The Mist. The ending of The Mist definitely hits pretty hard, cause just yikes. Paul eating his own brain in Hannibal. The scene in the original Alien when Ripley thinks she's finally safe and getting ready for stasis to fly home. Then the camera pans to show the alien is still there, crammed into a little space. Midsommar, when they hit the old guy with a hammer and his skull just caves. I'm so bad because in the theater I kinda giggled at this scene just because when he jumps off the cliff I just imagined the Minecraft leg breaking sound. When Simba realizes Mufasa is dead. No matter how many times you see it, you still just feel it. Pan's Labyrinth. The first time we see the Pale Man. Still need to watch it, but I do know what the Pale Man looks like and oh my god, what a nightmare. Saving Private Ryan. Opening scene. With no music, that really makes the scene just so much worse. Ace Ventura scraping the plate with the fork and knife. Automatic fast forward. I fully understand not liking the sound of that, but I don't get bugged by it that much, so I feel bad when I accidentally do it. The bottle scene in Pan's Labyrinth. I was not ready for that. What ruined your favorite hobby? Being expected to make money from it. Well, yeah, if you have a hobby and you can't make money off of it, what's the point? When I started teaching it, people ruined it for me. I should have just kept it a hobby. Didn't need to make it a job. Hasbro, apparently. That's all big companies do. They just ruin good things. Smartphones. Ruined my will to read. Used to read so much so quickly. Now I struggle with even the most basic, cozy mysteries. Paper cuts. I do origami. You know, that actually makes sense. It's like an occupational hazard in that hobby. Turning it into a job. Scuba instructor. Moral of the story, if you do something for fun and you try and make money off of it, it stops being fun, it becomes an obligation. What food do you crave regularly? Definitely soft pretzels, specifically from Auntie Anne's or Wetzel's Pretzels. I don't want to go to the mall, you know? Chinese food. The worse, the better. Panda Express has gotten a lot of my money. I love the Chinese flavored sugar. Just let me bathe in it. The only bad thing about Panda Express is that I don't know what chow mein is because I got it from a regular Chinese restaurant and it was not the same. Pizza. I love pizza. Unfortunately, I'm starting to drop off. I work at a pizza place, so it's kind of getting tired. Carbs. God, I need endless carbs. No better feeling. But there is a worse feeling after you eat all the carbs and then your stomach hurts for a whole day. Mexican food. I could eat tacos or burritos every day. You know, I agree. Mexican food is it's so good. Pho. Whoa, no need to curse. We're just asking about food here. Chocolate. I do like me some chocolate, but I've got really bad teeth, so I can't do it anymore. Salt and vinegar crisps. The stronger the better. If you aren't dehydrated after eating one chip, you're not eating the right chips. Fries. I could have them with every meal. What makes life worth living for you? Spite, mostly. That's probably the biggest one. Have too many books I haven't finished yet. It's the path of least resistance. My baby girl and my wife. They are the best. Anticipation of the sheer possibilities of tomorrow. Understanding that just because today hasn't gone well, it does not mean tomorrow can't be different. There is hope and plenty of happiness in the future waiting for you. The opportunity to learn about all sorts of things. The pursuit of knowledge is a big one. one, and it'll keep you going for the rest of your life. To see how much more I can possibly embarrass myself. Oh, you know, nothing really. Oh, gross, dude. Like, do it in your room. Borat voice. My wife. Spite. See, now they get it. What are some mobile games that are actually worth playing? Mini Metro. I just looked that up and yeah, that looks like a cute little fun casual game. I'm old school. I still love Temple Run in 2048. LOL. Also addicted to BeatStar right now. I love puzzles, so not sure if it counts as a game per se, but I love nonograms, sudokus, crosswords, figurates, cryptograms, and a new one I found recently called Phrasio. I go nuts on one until I get bored and rotate through these. I always come back to nonograms though. I think those qualify as games more or less. I mean, crosswords and sudokus definitely qualify as games. Pixel Dungeon. At first glance, yeah, that looks pretty cute. Old school RuneScape. I forgot they made a mobile version. I need to try it again. Tetris. Well, you can't beat the classics. I was addicted to Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I played for a little while, but just having to wait for so many functions in a game, I can't deal with that. Fruit Ninja. Is it even still in app stores? I feel like I haven't seen it in a while. What's your one big prediction for 2023? That I get lots of money and cash and I'm rich, yeah. I'll make myself a sandwich on January 20th, 2023. Toasted bun with mayonnaise, cheese, ham, and lettuce. Nah, that's unbelievable. You can't predict this. If the last few years are any indication, it's gonna be a wild ride. Much will happen, little will change. David Attenborough may die, and I'm not ready for it. Why'd you gotta put that bad mojo in the universe? Come on! Putin will die, but it will make things even worse. Next year, it will be 2024. I don't see that happening. Maybe AskReddit will stop recycling the same 4 questions over and over. I mean, hey, one can dream. Last year, I became interested in mobile gaming and studied the market. I can say with confidence that mobile games will gain momentum soon. I play various games myself on BlueStacks, Eversoul, Nikki, etc. I advise you to try or study this area. I have no clue how to say Nikki, Nike, Nick. I don't know what that is. I think MJ will come back. Last I checked, that dude is really dead, so I don't know. What is your most used and effective pickup line? Apparently some guy I know had great results standing next to women and saying, "Sorry, you're standing on my dick." I don't believe you for a second. Don't do that, actually. Hi, could you pretend to be my girlfriend for a while? I'm trying to lose this stalker girl. Is that also how you break up with your ex? You're not leaving, are you? Not really a line, it was a genuine question, but I said it walking into the club my now wife was walking out of. She lied, said she was moving her car, city limited durations, and came back. The rest, as they say. What do they say? You can't just leave us hanging. When in America, just play up your British accent. It's a cheat code. As you can all tell, I'm not British and never will be. I would take you to the movies, but they don't let you bring your own snacks. That's actually pretty smooth, I like that. Orders 2 shots of tequila with lime and hands one to me saying, "This is my pickup lime." Oh, it's so stupid, but it would work so fast. Hey, can you hold this for me really quick? You make a closed fist, and then when they stick out their hand, you hold it. Results might vary on that one. What was your biggest fear when you were a child? I had most of the standard ones as a kid, like spiders, heights, dark, mostly the dark though. These 2 fears still carry on to adulthood, but something biting my ass while taking a shit and glass shattering. Not necessarily the shattered glass, but the sound just terrifies me. It is loud and scary, so it's fair. Quicksand. That was a fear of children until you realize quicksand is not as common as cartoons made him out to be. Abandonment. That's definitely a fear that will stick around. Baby Jesus in my closet. I don't know why. That the moon will fall. Pretty unlikely, but as a child, you don't know much about how things work. Spiders. I've kind of been giving myself exposure therapy to spiders by just looking at them on pictures, and I've gotten a little bit better. The basement when it's dark. Everyone should be scared of the basement when it's dark. It's just not safe in general. Deep water. It still is one of my biggest fears. I was also terrified of darkness and heights. This does remind me I am terrified of the ocean. I guess I have thalassophobia, but pictures I'm fine looking at. It's when I'm there, no thanks. Those air fresheners that hung in the side of the toilet. Yeah, people have weird fears. What was the last comment you made that got negative points? That someone with a facial rash on Skincare Addict should go to a derm. -8 points. I thought that is usually the go-to advice on that sub. I'm not secure. It was comment on a post about a guy boasting about his relationship with a sex worker, LOL. I said the movie Avatar was overrated. They hated him for he spoke the truth. I said that transabled is not a real mental illness. It's not. It's made up by TikTok. The people that claim it probably have a mental illness, though. Yeah, just look that up. That's wrong. It's fake. And why? Why? Crying in your internet forum is considered protest? Minus 200. I said I liked Elon Musk because he reminded me of Seth MacFarlane. I don't know how to feel about this one, honestly. Someone asked if they should quit their first job on their first day because it was hard. I got downvoted for saying the first day is always hard and that it gets easier once they get used to it. Weirdly enough, this wasn't in anti-work. What's the dumbest thing you can comment right now? Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I'll have an, Worcestershire sauce. So much this. My name's Jeff. Being on Reddit is a great way to spend time. Now that is a sentence nobody should say. My cat's breath smells like cat food. I wonder why. Anyone want to buy some NFTs? Velma slays. Oh, that one kind of hurt. I love lamp. The earth is flat. No, the earth is pizza. Egg. There's an egg on my leg. I just myself. God, come on. What do you not understand? Most things. Yeah, most things. Quantum physics. I mean, I get the gist. I just don't want to study. How a single needle can run through the grooves on a record and produce a fully layered and separated sound. I mean, I get how it works in theory, but like, how the F does it work? People are the worst. People are the biggest problem with humanity. How a series of ones and zeros let me browse Reddit, or any other program for that matter. Flat earthers. Just tell them to take a walk. They'll come around. The stock market. It's all just made up, isn't it? You see, now that's the funny thing. All money is made up, but we're just still using it, I guess. People who get obsessed and fall in love with serial killers. I beg people like this to get help, please. How magicians get those rings to pass through each other. Magic. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of easy to figure out if you just watch them. Essays. They're annoying to write and annoying to read, so why do we pretty much exclusively write essays in school? I can't even remember how to spell Worcestershire. That sauce? How do you even pronounce it? What is something that you really want but know you'll never have? A physically fit body. I lack discipline and age is a factor. A second shot with my high school sweetheart. My one and only regret in life so far. Unfortunately, I effed it up in a way that is way better for her to move on with life. Enough money to live comfortably. You'll probably get there one day, at least keeping hopes high. Jennifer Aniston. Don't we all? Serotonin. Don't we all? Wings to fly away. Looks like we got Lenny Kravitz in the chat. A private chef. I'd love to be someone's private chef. Well, hey, there they are. Hire them. Club 33 membership. Is that like the exclusive Disney membership? I don't remember. The will to wash the cup that's still sitting on my bookshelf. At this point, it's not a cup anymore. It's just a piece of art. Just leave it. What is the most controversial TV shows of all time? South Park. We went from outrage at Bart saying, "Eat my shorts," to Cartman feeding children their parents. I mean, swearing on TV was less prominent. Then South Park pushed the forward quickly as well. All of a sudden, and bullshit were on standard TV, but apparently not allowed on YouTube. Brass Eye was controversial. UK. But it is hilarious. There was a show where they did an autopsy on a very obese woman and showed it all in great detail. It was mostly considered controversial not for the cutting open of the body and removal of body parts, but for the perception that they were fat shaming by pointing out what obesity does to your organs. But it certainly had the intended effect of putting you off your food. Chappelle's Show. I like South Park as an answer, but if we are talking about pushing boundaries, Chappelle's Show at least deserves a mention. The black, white supremacist alone was wild to see on TV, and it was the first episode of the show to air. Ali G Show. Well, you know Sacha Baron Cohen, he loves to push those boundaries. Jerry Springer. What a show. I don't fully agree with these shows like Jerry Springer, Murray, and whatever else, but I can't lie, I do watch it sometimes. Ren and Stimpy would not fly today. I'm honestly shocked it flew back then, too, because I don't think I should have been watching it. Still one of my favorite cartoons, though. What's the best response to, "Dad, I think I'm gay"? Well, hi, gay, I'm Dad. If nobody says that, I'm gonna be really disappointed. So, my aunt is kind of old school and doesn't know how to address things. She's kind of in the middle between baby boomer and Gen X, so she is a bit more tolerant, but she is still awkward. My aunt has 3 boys, and they are all gay, LOL. The youngest one was like 9 or something when he told told her, and he goes, "Mom, I think I'm gay." And she looks at him dead in the eyes and says, "So, what do you want me to do about it?" LOL. She's fully supportive and tried to be nonchalant, but her reaction was probably not what he was expecting. "Your mother owes me 10 pounds. Is this implying there was some kind of bet between the parents? Like, oh yeah, that kid, he's gonna be gay, for sure. In the 90s, when my girlfriend finally told her traditional Italian mom and grandma at 19, they sighed in unison, and grandma said, "Oh, thank baby Jesus. I was worried that I was gonna have to tell you. I thought you were about to give me bad news. Don't scare me like that." My granny when my uncle came out in the 70s. She was decades ahead of her time. Weird. It's almost like being accepting is so easy. You still have to take out the garbage. Well, you know, you do have a point there. It's okay. Your mother likes guys too. Maybe I'm the weird one. I actually kind of like that. That's a fun response. That's nice. So that's why you don't like mushrooms. At least that's what my friend's dad said to him when he came out. We still don't know what he meant by that. Can confirm. I'm gay and don't like mushrooms. It tracks. Oh God, I'm another statistic. I don't like mushrooms either. One of my friends from high school was gay, and when he came out to his family, his dad literally didn't look up from his newspaper and told him his sister didn't need to tell him she was straight, so why would he need to explain that he was gay? He's known him his whole life and already knew that. It was cute because he was so worried. Well, my dad said, "I know, and I don't care. As long as you are happy, I'm also happy for you," and then asked me if I wanted a beer or scotch to celebrate that I finally had the confidence to tell him. Definitely a weirder response, but still nice in its own way. What's your favorite video game of all time? God, do I have to pick just one? Age of Empires 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, but the one for the PS2, Red Alert 2. A lot of people seem to like the sequels. Little Big Planet 2, Super Mario, hands down. Tetris, various editions, but same base game, will always have a special place in my heart. The first game I ever played and still never beat because I refused to look up a walkthrough, Shadowgate on NES. It's a toss-up between that and Commander Keen. Pokemon Heart Gold / Soul Silver. Silver was my go-to answer for years, just for the nostalgia and the music, and the first 2 generations of Pokemon designs being my favorites, and 2 regions. But the remakes really got everything right. Your Pokemon can follow you around outside the Pokeball. Also, all the upgrades the Pokemon games have had over the years, like natures, abilities, separating physical and special attacks. Love it. Heart Gold and Soul Silver is definitely one of my favorites, but I still gotta stay with Platinum. Mario Kart Double Dash. I played that game so much when I was younger, but because I had like a little kid brain, I didn't fully understand how to play properly. The Sims. I do want to try The Sims again, but Sims 4 is just so intimidating with all the settings and sliders and Mario Kart 64. Super Mario World. While I was never good with it, I definitely have quite a lot of hours playing that game. Red Dead 2. I know it's supposed to be really good, but I just can't play Rockstar games how they want me to. Men of Reddit. What would you do if you found out your homie is gay? Be pissed. Not because they were gay or didn't tell me, but because I was gay the whole time and had a broken gaydar. But I already know my friends' preferences. My generation isn't shy about that shit with friends, except with men. It's 50-50 if they act like their parents. I experienced that. We had a talk. Then the friendship continued for 40 years. He died 2 years ago and I really miss talking with him. Nothing. I had this happen actually. I said congrats at first, but then said, that was a stupid reason. It's not like you're getting married. We both laughed about my response and I told him I'm glad he felt comfortable telling me and that nothing changes between us if he thought it would. Most of my homies are gay. They help me not look homeless when we go out for dinner. Just know not all gay men know fashion because I can say myself I'm not the most fashionable boy out there. I told my friends about my sexuality and they asked me if they were hot, then stood staring at me like they weren't a 3. Definitely an awkward situation, not really sure how to respond. This happened with my best friend actually. He was terrified to tell me, and in retrospect it saddens me because it meant I made him feel like there was a chance I would judge him for it. He's still my best friend today and was the best man at my wedding, so the answer is, continue to be the best friend you can be. I need to do something? Marry the Duh. I'd kiss him on the lips and say I've always known. I'd tell him there are really stupid questions on Reddit about being gay. What was the saddest death in movie history? John Coffey from The Green Mile. Artax, The Never-Ending Story. Yeah, F you for making me even think of that. The Iron Giant, flying towards the nuke and whispering, Superman, and the slow closing of the eyes. Mufasa. Such a tragic betrayal too, like, so much emotion to feel as a kid. Robert Pattinson in Harry Potter when his dad sees him. My boy! Watching it as an adult, it definitely definitely hits a little harder seeing the dad's reaction. Leslie in Bridge to Terabithia. I came here for this one. This killed me, and I hate you. I feel dumb because as a kid, I didn't really understand what happened to her, so I didn't feel it as bad. Bambi's mom. He was calling and looking for her, and 4-year-old me cried out, "Your mommy is dead!" The movie theater went down in laughter. The saddest, most cruel thing I saw in my childhood were all from Disney. Why did our parents make us see those tragedies? Ellie in Up. That whole opening montage makes me sad each time I see it. I Am Legend, the dog. Sam, her name was Samantha. How dare you forget? What's the first thing you'd say to an intelligent alien? Get me the F out of here. Take me to your planet. Pull my finger. It was like that when we found it. Go back to your planet. No, seriously, Earth is a mess. Run. Go home. You'll be far better off away from Earth. F off home. It's here. How long have you been watching us? You know, that is a good question. Can I see inside your spacecraft? Be careful with that one. They're intelligent, but maybe not nice. Check my new microwave cookbook. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That is another valid question. They're intelligent, but they might not know English, so What TV show do you wish you could watch again for the first time? Breaking Bad. It would be nice, but I don't know if I want to go through all that stress again. Fleabag. If I could wipe my brain to watch that show as many times as possible, I would. The Clone Wars, but not including season 7. Drawn Together, probably. I've always heard mixed things about that show. I'll probably give it a chance at some point. The Sopranos. One of my friends really wants me to watch it, so I'll get to it, okay? Futurama. It would be nice to have a fresh slate again for that show. Game of Thrones lost its rewatchability after knowing it all leads to that horrible ending. Mine would be Stranger Things. I think I'd do this just to watch season 1 again because season 1 is really good. Season 2, don't know what they were doing with Elle. That was just lame. American Horror Story. The point of the show is to be camp, right? Because it's so unbelievably goofy. What really scary horror story really happened in your life or to the people you know? I have posted this before. So I was about 8 at the time. It was something like 1 or 2 in the morning. I go to the bathroom. It is rather bright outside despite the time. I'm sitting on the toilet playing with the curtain. It comes up enough and I see a shadow standing outside the window. I scream and my mom comes running. I tell her there is someone standing outside the bathroom window. Now my mom, being the crazy MF she is, throws open the curtain, opens the window, ready to fight an MF. Guy outside the window? Nope. Effing bear. Window is promptly shut and I'm quickly ushered out of the bathroom. This event furthers the talk my parents had been having off and on about moving. On a side note, we moved about 2 years later for a number of other reasons. Funny enough, there is now a bear roaming this neighborhood. He's been spotted on my parents' front porch at least twice now. Many years ago, pre-cell phone, a friend of mine got a call from the police. Lock your doors, hide, we're on our way over. Her angry ex had hired someone to break into her house, make it look like a burglary gone wrong, and kill her. Through a bizarre coincidence with equally bizarre timing, someone arrested for another unrelated drug charge offered a bigger fish if they let him walk. The bigger fish was that his buddy had been hired to kill her. By the time they validated the story and identified the people, they were able to determine that the hired killer was likely already on the way to her house. In the few minutes between the phone call and the police arriving, he had started breaking into the house. A long sequence of perfectly timed, unlikely events was the only thing that stood between her and certain death. I mean, I guess after something like that, you'd probably believe in fate or destiny or something, right? My closet door flew open one night during a thunderstorm, directly across from my bed. I was 12 years old, and the leap/bolt I made from my bed was probably pretty impressive. I couldn't sleep in my room for about 2 weeks after that happened. The reason it even happened in the first place is because I had discovered a small compartment through my closet to a secret room next to mine. Basically just an unfinished attic type space with only wood beams and fiberglass. Again, through a weird small entryway in my closet. I didn't close the latch properly, and that panel banged up against and pushed open my closet door during a massive thunderstorm. At least it wasn't anything super serious, but still horrifying, I'm sure. My grandpa told me a story about how some strange woman in disheveled clothing knocked on his door in the middle of the night speaking a strange language while he was staying in some hotel in Taiwan. From what I remember, he told me it was as if she was floating. Oh yeah, that's just a ghost, don't worry about it. A snake came up my aunt's toilet while she was using it. Oh no, oh that's like the worst time. Oh. In middle school, we had to evacuate due to a gas leak. outbreak, which the school tried to cover up as a neurovirus outbreak. There were literally ambulances and firefighters with carbon monoxide tests, so something didn't add up. I mean, at least you still got evacuated regardless. Alright, unfortunately that is all the time I have today, so once again I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. My name has been Brandon, and I will talk to your brain another day. Bye!